Some legends never fade. They are echoes of power and a spirit that refuses to break. Even now, you can still hear them. And among those shadows, the samurai stand alone. Just the mention of their name brings a chill, a vision of nobility, and a terrifying level of devotion. The word samurai comes from saburao. It means those who watch, protect, and serve. The name alone tells you their purpose. They weren't just warriors. They were guardians of order, keepers of things held sacred. Despite what some might think, they weren't nameless mercenaries. They were an elite bred for the blade since childhood, sons of noble blood, born into status, power, and a duty they could never outrun. For over 7 centuries, they carved the very shape of Japanese history, living icons of absolute loyalty, bound to a single master. That spirit, that total surrender to a cause left behind a heavy legacy. A reminder that in any age, giving everything to a higher purpose is a source of infinite power. But what truly set them apart? It wasn't just the cold steel of their blades, or the raw courage in their veins. There was something else. It was Bushido, the way of the warrior, a code of life so brutal yet so noble. It placed honor high above existence itself. For a samurai, failure or disgrace wasn't just a personal loss. It was a stain that could never be washed away. To preserve that honor, they were ready. Ready for Seppuku, the ritual of Harakiri, ending one's own life to stay pure. This was not an act of despair. It was a solemn ceremony, meticulously prepared, down to the smallest detail. The warrior would bathe until clean, dress himself in a robe of pure, stark white. He would savor one last favorite meal, and then he would write a tanka, a death poem, the final words of a soul preparing to leave. Then they would open their own abdomen with a wakizashi blade, an act that demanded an impossible level of will. Finally, a trusted companion, the Kaishakunin, would end their life with a single swift strike, ensuring the end was honorable and that the agony did not linger. This ritual was more than just an end. It was the ultimate proof of courage, a statement that for a samurai, death with honor is always better than a life of shame. This spirit defined who they were, an iron will that didn't just exist on the battlefield, but remained unbreakable, even in that final silent moment between life and death. For more than 700 years, the samurai defined Japan, but their power reached its absolute peak during the Tokugawa shogunate. For over 250 years of peace, they held total control. They built a society that was stable and prosperous. But within that long golden era of calm, the seeds of their own decline were starting to grow, silently, in the shadows of their own success. The lavish lifestyle of the lords and their samurai grew heavy. As cities swelled, so did a massive economic burden. The old ways of wealth were being pushed to the brink, and the shogunate's choice to lock the gates, to cut Japan off from the rest of the world. It bought them stability, but it left them frozen in time, falling further and further behind everything beyond their shores. Then, in the mid-19th century, destiny arrived. The American fleet, led by Commodore Perry, appeared on the horizon. The gates were no longer locked. Japan was forced to open up, to face a world it no longer recognized. The shogunate was forced to surrender. They signed treaties that were anything but equal. It was a direct betrayal of the emperor's will, and a slap in the face to the traditional samurai. This wasn't just a change in policy. It was a deep, jagged crack in their foundation, a challenge to the very power and honor the samurai stood for. An entire era was standing at a crossroads. Ancient values were trembling, swept away by the rising tide of modernization and the crushing weight of the outside world. Faced with such weakness, a wave of fury swept across Japan. For the emperor and the true samurai, the shogunate's surrender was more than just cowardice. It was a blatant betrayal, a knife in the back of tradition and national honor. They became convinced of only one thing: only by restoring the emperor to his throne could Japan ever be saved. From that anger, a powerful alliance was born, a gathering of restless samurai, driven by a single dangerous ideal: revere the emperor, expel the barbarians. They refused to accept a Japan that was weak, a Japan that was being crushed under the heel of others. And they were ready to fight to the bitter end, for the honor of their nation. Conflict ignited. A series of brutal, bloody battles followed. It was a war between the old world and the new. In the end, the shogunate collapsed. Power was handed back to the emperor. But this wasn't just the fall of a government. It was the end of an era that had lasted over 7 centuries. The era of the samurai was over. The fall of the shogunate and the end of the golden age of the samurai. It wasn't a total death of their spirit. Instead, it was a brutal test, a forced encounter with a deep and total change. Their status, their privileges, even their reason for existing, it all seemed to vanish. Drowned in the relentless wave of modernization, the Meiji Restoration had begun, and the old world was being swept away. Many could not adapt. They clung to a glorious past that was already dead, sinking into oblivion like shadows of a forgotten age. But some showed their true strength. They didn't abandon the core of Bushido, the absolute loyalty, the iron discipline, the relentless spirit of service. Instead, they evolved. They carried those noble traits into a new world, transforming into gifted educators, modern military officers, and pioneering businessmen carving out a future. They proved that the samurai spirit was never about the sharp steel or the weight of their armor. It was a philosophy of life, an internal well of strength that never runs dry. Because of this extraordinary ability to adapt and this refusal to let go of their core values, Japan rose from the ashes, becoming a global power the world could no longer ignore. The life of a samurai teaches us one thing: change is inevitable. The story of the samurai is a haunting proof of one truth: no matter how brutal the world becomes, the core remains. Honor, loyalty, discipline, resilience. These are the beacons that do not flicker. You don't need a sword to live with the spirit of a samurai. Instead, you carry those traits into the light of every day. Be honest, be devoted. Stay firm in your resolve, and never, ever stop learning. What have you learned from the spirit of the samurai? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this useful, pass this story on to those who need to hear it.